Hello people, welcome back. Last time we created the add handle function, which allowed us to add handle functions to our route table. This time we're going to create a match handle function or a select handle function, which will allow us to select a handle function that that most closely matches our URL. So we're going to start off, we're going to create a function select handle func, and we're going to be given a URL and a server. And let's see, maybe we'll do like a let star here. And what we want to do here is we want to select the handle function that matches the closest. So we got to think about how we're going to do the matching here. So we've got these URLs, which are just strings. And I think the best way to do this would be to break the strings up into paths, which we already have a get path function here. And then essentially take away, go item by item in each list and try to match them. If we find something that doesn't match, then we will return a nil. And if it matches, we'll just return true. So the select handle function will have to call this match function. So let's actually comment this out for a second and create a match function first. Define match paths. And so we're going to say that we are already given paths to begin with. And we're going to do a cond where we say that if, and we're going to try to match all of path 1. So if we get to the point where all of path 1 is null, then we can return true because we're good. So let's do null path 1, we can return true. If null path 2, then we return false, right? Because we've reached the end of path 2 and path 1 is longer than path 2. So we obviously can't match on something that is longer than what we've given it. So the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to say, okay, well, neither of these paths are null. So what we're going to do is we're going to try to match the car of one to the car of the other. So we're going to say string equals the car of P1 with the car of P2. And if that is true, then we will do match paths on the cutter of P1 and the cutter of P2, right? So that will match these things. And I don't think there's any other possibilities here, but what we're going to do is we're going to say if there's somehow some other possibility, right? Neither of these things are null. We're just going to say that this is nil, right? So that gives us that. And now we have a match paths function. So what we can do is go over here and we'll say quick load tiny net, and we're going to try this match paths thing. Actually, let's create a couple paths. So def parameter, we're going to say P1 is going to be tiny net get path from, say, hello there, right? So that'll be path 1. We're going to create a path 2, which is going to be just say hello. And let's do a path 3, which doesn't match at all. So another. Okay, so now we've got, say, path 1, path 2, and path 3. So you can see we've got our 3 paths. So now let's try to match these paths. So we're going to say tinynet match paths. And we're going to say, well, let's try to match all of P1 with P2. Now that should fail. P2. And this should give us nil, which is good. Now, if we match P2 with P1, notice P2, actually, all of P2 is consumed by P1. So it should be true. So that's good. That's true. So it's the path that we gave it is longer than our first path, but all of the elements matched up to that point. Now, this matching will actually work because we've sorted these things by longest first. So this should be good. All right, so now we can get back to here, where what we will do is we have to iterate through every single handle function, and we need to iterate through every single handle function in our route table and pick the first one that actually gives us a match. So what we're going to do for this, actually, we could use labels for this. So labels allows us to create functions inside a function. And so that's exactly what we're going to do. In fact, I believe we can take a look at it over here. Let's go over here. Labels. Labels, first one. So it allows us to create a function, which is kind of like an flet, but labels actually allows us to have recursive functions. So we give it a function name and then a lambda list, and then of course the body, right? So that's exactly what we're going to do is we're going to give it a name, which is going to be select handle. And then we're going to give it a lambda list, which is going to be a route table. And then we can have a body. So we're going to have a cond, and we're going to say if the route table, let's see. Oh, the next thing that we should do over here, though, is let's have a def parameter. I want to show one more thing. P4, and then tinynet, get path, and we're going to have the empty path, right? So this empty path gives us that. So what happens when we match with the empty path? We get nil. Now the thing is the empty path should be our path of last resort. So what we want to do for this match paths is we want to say if path 1 is an empty string, it should match everything. So that's the one thing that we should do. So it's not nil, but we want to match everything if it's an empty string. So if length of P1, so if the length of P1 equals 0, then we return true. There we go. So we should be able to compile this function. And then if we try this again, oops, okay, match paths P2 and P4. Wait, P2 is hello. And, oh, wait, null. Oh, wait, paths, that will be null. Boop, boo, do. Wait, so wait, P4 is nil, right? So let's see. This actually should. What? I don't understand. Let's see. Because basically this should say tinynet match paths. If this is nil. Oh yeah, that's right. P4 has to be first and then P2. So I did the wrong direction. Okay, so this does work. Okay, so we didn't need that addition there in the first place. So that's very good. So we've got this. So this will match, yeah, that will match our table of last resort. Perfect. So then what we're going to do is we're going to say if the route table is null, then we're just going to pass back a nil from that. And then, of course, what we'll do is if our route table is not null, then we can actually match on this thing, right? So, and that's exactly what we're going to do is we're going to say, oh, what we should do is we should save the best route table. And then we'll say if, see, if it matches, if we match the path to that particular, let's see, route table, the route table will be a list. So if the list is null, okay, so then what we're going to do is we're going to match. So if match paths, and then we're going to say get path. Oh, you know what we should do here? So we should also get path. Get path, because we don't need to get the path of this URL over and over again. We can just do it all at the same time. And so then what we will do is we'll get path of the car of the route table. Yes. Wait. We need to get... Ooh, let's see. Okay. Let's... okay. Let's do this. Let's do let p, which will be a path from the route table, which is car of the route table. There we go. So then we can do a cond. Oh wait, we can't do that first because the route table might be null. Okay, I had it right the first time. So cond null route table, then we're going to return nil. Otherwise, we're going to let the path be the car of the route table, and that's the path that we're going to check on. And so this will be get path, and that will actually give us a path, right? So then we can match paths. So if match paths, we're going to say path with p, and if that happens, we return true. Otherwise, we return nil. Actually, wait, so if it... Wait. Let's see. So cond route table, it returns true. Otherwise, what we need to do is... it didn't match with this particular path, so we need to go around into the table. So let's do select handle, and then we'll give it the cutter of the route table. Excellent. And we'll return the result of that. Okay, so that gives us that. We get cond. That'll be the particular function that we want, and that labels... Let's see, labels. We'll see an example here. Michael, there's flet. Labels. Okay, so here's the labels. So we get a temporary function, and we're going to check on this. I want to check on the cursive times. Let's defun labels. Okay, here we go. I'm going to check on the parentheses here. Let's do a paste. Okay. Okay, so there's that. So where's... Okay, good. So this matches that, and that matches that. Okay, so we're gonna cut off there, and then within the labels, right? Is that what we do? Yeah, and then within the labels, then we can call it. So we're going to call select handle, and then we're going to say getf server route table. And that should work for that. Okay, so that should allow us to select a particular handle. All right, so why the compilation fail? Undefined variable let? What? Oh, yeah. Because this is another condition. We're going to say true. There we go. So then we should be able to... What is this? Control MQ. Actually, you know what? Whoops. Undo. Let's try. What is this? File save in. We'll not do that. What's this doing? Compilation failed. That's fine. Oops. Oh, I don't want to kill. No. All right, let's do this. I messed up. Let's see. Let's do Lisp indent S expression. Okay, there we go. There we go. So that's pretty cool. All right, let's close this real quick and then Emacs, and we'll just bring this up again because I clicked buttons too quickly. All right, so then we'll bring this function up again. tinynet Lisp. There we go. And then we'll have QL. We'll check and see if this compiles. Quick load tinynet. Okay, that's good. So now we've got this select handle function. So let's do def parameter server again, which is going to be a list on route table nil. All right, so now we can do tinynet add handle function, and the add the handle function, which will have the server and the route string, which will just be this lambda hello, and then we'll add a function, and then we'll just add a couple more to these things. So we have hi, and that should be good, and then we'll have hi there. Okay, so now we've got a few functions in our handle function. Now, let's see if we can do this. Let's say tinynet select handle function, and then we're going to do, let's do, select handle. Oh, select handle just returns like a true or false. Actually, yeah, no. What we want to do is we want to actually return the handle, which should be the car of the route table. Excellent. There we go. So let's compile that. That's very good. So select handle function, and then we're going to give it a URL, which should be, let's try hi, there. So we should match this first one here. So the simplest one, and then we're going to give it our server, and then let's see what happens. So hi there is not a string designator. Let's see what it's trying to do. String hi there. So what's going on? Match paths. Hi there. Oh, because the path. Match paths, hi there, and then it's God. Oh, yeah, that's kind of a problem, isn't it? So match paths, where's their match paths? So we need to do. We need to, let's see if we can illustrate this. So P is going to look like that. And we're going to compile this again, and we're going to take a look at this. So we've got P here, and it's a list, right? This is not exactly what we want. What we want is something completely different. So we're not going to get the path of the car of the routing table. Oh, that's because, wait, route table. Yeah, let's say get f server route table. Okay, so it's going to be a list of lists. And so if we get the car of that, it's going to be a list, right? So let's see, cond let p path. Oh yeah. So this is going to be the handler. So this will actually be a handler. So the car of the routing table is going to be this. And in fact, if we do let star, what we can do is we can say the path will be the get path of this of the car of the handler. Right? So then what we can do is we can return this handler. That's much better, right? So now if we do this, or actually, let's see Lisp. There we go. All right, very good. So now let's see what this does. Actually, did we compile this? Okay, compiled. And now if we do select handle function. Okay, good. So now we can actually get rid of this print function and compile and run it again. And there we go. It gives us this particular handle, which has this, right? So now what if we do say hi, right? So hi should match this next one down. Let's see if it does that. So it doesn't do that. So we need to check and see if. So I think we've got like the things reversed because let's see the path. That's true. We do have it reversed. Path order matters. So we're going to compile this and we're going to try this with high. Ah, now it gets high. So what if I try something completely different? It should match, yes, our catch-all one handler function. So now we have a select handle function. It took us just a few bit of tries, but it wasn't too bad. So now we have a select handle function, and next time we can look at actually applying these things to a server, which is great. All right, have a great day.